So this meeting will be recorded, which I'm going to share you later, the details, so that you can have a revision of whatever I have told and you can make notes as well. Okay. So we'll start what is accounting. So anybody who has done commerce, please tell me what is accounting. Even if you have not done commerce, in general, what does this word make sense to you? Yes, anybody?
Recording of financial transaction of a business.
Okay.
Accounting is a set of work involving identifying, summarizing, and classifying.
Okay. Yes, anybody else? Yes, anybody else? What is accounting?
Finding out profit and losses of business.
Okay. Yes, any other answer? A simple layman's answer? Okay, so as few of you said that it is recording, classifying, identifying. So you gave me that exact definition which is found in most of the books. So you remember what you have learned. That's good. So accounting is all about keeping a track of what has happened in business. So when you're talking about business, it is about financial data. So accounting can be financial, it can be can be about costing, it can be cost accounting, it can be management accounting. So before to go to that, we'll study what in simple sense does accounting mean. So as a couple of you have said, it is okay. So it is all about identifying, recording, classifying financial data in a detailed manner so that you can have a lookout of what you have, that is what you own, what you owe, how much is the profit, and what is the financial position. So what you own means what is the property I have, how much is money is there in my bank, how much of money I have invested in the different assets. Now when we say assets, assets means the properties. It includes land, building, machinery, furniture, vehicles, inventory, and many more. Okay, so whatever you own, so that details will be given by accounting. Then it will also tell you what you owe. When you say owe means what I have to, what loan I have taken, from where that loan is taken. Is it a loan from a bank or it is just a personal hand loan? So from where money is come, whom I have to repay, that is what you owe. Then with all that money, now we raise money not just like that to keep in the bank account. So I'm going to invest, make products or service, sell them, and get revenue. Okay, so when you're doing all this process, investment is there, you have to pay expenses, and there are n number of things where money is going in and out. So you know, have to have a track about how money is spent, what are the inflows and outflows of money, and that can be, with that you can know your profit or loss. So profit is a case where your revenue exceeds your expenses. A loss is the case where your revenue is less than your expenses. Then so by this we can know how much profit or loss is made. Next thing here is we can assess the financial position. Now, financial position means the total track record about the total assets and the total liabilities. Now, what do you mean by assets? I told you it's all the property you have in hard cash in terms of uh, liquid and non-liquid assets. Okay. Then what is liabilities? Liabilities, all that you own, what you have as a loan, your own capital, your loaned capital, all those things. So how much money I have, what is my financial position, is it sound or not? Okay, have my revenue increased or decreased? So all that will be ascertained by the balance sheet what you prepare at the end of the financial year. That's the reason why we need to have an records, what you call as accounting. So we'll move on to the definition. So somebody gave me this definition. It's an art of recording, classifying, and summarizing in a significant manner and in terms of money. So we are talking about financial accounting. Okay, so whenever it is financial accounting, it is business. It is everything in terms of money. I will not write in my balance sheet how much intelligent my manager is or how smart my sales force is. So we are not talking about intellect. We are not talking about any intangible thing which we can't measure or any qualitative thing which we can't measure. I'm not talking about the age and the energy of my employees. It is all that what is in the form of money or which can be converted into money. So it's an art of recording, classifying and summarizing everything in terms of money. Those transactions and event which will give me a result of what my investment has paid off. Okay. So blankly in your brains, you can't have a track record of every penny that you have spent. So you have to write it down somewhere. Once you write down everything you write down on one single book, it will be very confusing. So I have to classify it based on whether it is an asset, it is a liability, it is a profit, it is a expense, whether it is my personal account, it is a bank. So based on the different things, I need to segregate, that is classify. Then at the end, I am going to give a summary so that at the end means normally it is 1 year, but now companies or corporates make financial accounts, profit and loss statements every 3 months also, that is quarterly. Okay, so all this funda, all this exercise, circus, whatever I'm doing is so that at the end I will know paise kahan se aaye and where did they go. So all inflows and outflows. So it's a detail. Now I'm saying it is an art. Okay, it is not a science. Okay, it's not an exact science, it is an applied science and an art of recording. Okay, so we can record the transactions in different way. Okay, you can do it in T form or so based on your needs, based on the circumstances, based on the industry, the type of recording changes. That's why we say it is an art. Okay, so method of recording is different for different institutions. So we call it an art, but it is an applied science because it involves numbers. Okay, so by this definition, you can know that the different functions of accounting. So first thing is I'm recording. So why? Because I can't keep a track of it in my brains. Even if I'm smart like a computer, but I have to show my owners, my investors, कि मेरे पास क्या है, मैंने क्या किया है. Okay. So I need to show a proof, so that I have to record it somewhere on paper. Okay, then you have to classify it. Why? I'm going to classify it because you just record one below the other. Today I bought a pen, tomorrow I bought a pencil, I went to park, I go on write, I bought a bike. If you go on writing, it will be very confusing about how much I spent in producing the product, how much I spent in buying assets. So I need to classify based on different type of accounts, whether it is person, whether it is an asset, whether it is an institution. Okay, then it is dealing with financial transactions only. I told you before. Now why I'm doing all this circus? So that I can analyze and interpret. If I show in the balance sheet or if I am showing my profit and loss account, by seeing the profit and loss, any stakeholders Now, what is this stakeholders? Anybody? Yes, what do you mean by stakeholders?
Those who invest in the company.
I didn't say shareholders. I said stakeholders. There is a difference. Shareholders are the investors, but stakeholders, yes? Anybody? What do you mean by stake? Okay, so stakeholders are anybody who is interested in my business. It may be the people who have invested. It may be the people who has given loan. So it may be my financiers. It may be my owners. It may be the people who are working, that is the employees. It may be the people who sold me materials, that is the suppliers. It may be the people to whom I am selling the products, that is consumers or customers. It may be the government to whom I am paying the tax. It may be any financial institution who in future wants to give me a loan. It may be a prospective investor, means a shareholder in future want to invest in my company. So anybody directly, indirectly, or also even the general public. So everybody is interested. Why? Because they are having some, you can say monetary benefit or maybe qualitative benefit. Customers are buying products, so they want to know about my company. Government wants to know whether I'm doing good business, ethical business, how much profit, because they want tax. Bank and financial institutions, they are interested. Why? Because they're giving me loans and they want to be careful that I will pay in time. Employees, they are interested in my financial transactions so that they get salaries in time. Suppliers, they are selling us raw materials and other things. They want their money in time, so they are interested. So everybody who is interested wants to know what is going in the business. Am I doing good business? Is it clean? Is it making profit? So all these people want to know, and that's why I'm analyzing and interpreting the financial transactions, whatever is happening. Okay, so even it is a tool of communication. Okay, I made a list of, okay, this is the profit, this is my asset, this is my liabilities. So it is like a communicating tool to every stakeholder of that business. Okay, your partner, your owner, investor, everybody is interested in, because it's a money matter, everybody is interested in knowing what is happening in the business. Yes, clear? Now we'll see the difference between what is bookkeeping and accounting. Okay, now bookkeeping is, the very first step of accounting. Means I'm recording. Okay, today I bought a pen, today I paid my rent, today I've sold so many products. So I'm just making a track record of all the events in one single book. Okay, so it is just, bookkeeping is mere clerical job. Okay, in every shop you go, there is a Munimji with that red color, booklet where he is writing the details of what happened today. So that is bookkeeping. That is not accounting. Bookkeeping is a very first step of accounting where you're just recording the financial data. You're not making accounts. You're not making profit and loss accounts. Okay, you're not making any statements. But in accounting, what we are doing, we are not only recording, but we are classifying, summarizing, and you are making financial data, you're making reports, you're knowing how much is the liabilities, everything. So an accountant should have a higher knowledge than a bookkeeper. Bookkeeping is a mere clerical job. We don't call a clerk an accountant. He's just helping an accountant to maintain the records. Okay, so this is a basic difference between the Munimji in every shop and an accountant. Okay, next, what is accounting, or what is the basic character of accounting? Is it a science or is it an art? Now, what is a science? Okay, can you give me an example of a science? Is anybody?
Science is a systematic study, madam.
It's a systematic study. So which type of a study, or give me an example of any systematic study?
It's have a rules.
It has a rules. Then
There is no change, ma'am, in science.
it is no change.
Yes.
It is based on some law, some rules, certain principle, and it is very organized. For example,
Mm.
we talk about exact science. 2 plus 2 is 4. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Can't it be 22? Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Why not? You ask an accountant, he will tell you how to do. To दो का दो चार नहीं 22 भी कर सकते. Can't we do?
2 plus 2 is equal to 4, ma'am.
But we can make na. We can make it 5 also if you want. I'm not talking about clerical mistake. This is called a synergy effect. You add two things, it becomes more than double. That is possible. Okay. So, but there is a way to do it. So when you're doing 2 plus 2, 4, this is science. Okay, this is an exact science. But you are an applied science person, that is a commerce person or an accountant. He will tell you tricks of how you can make 2 plus 2 as 5 or 22 or whatever you wish. Means there will be a manipulation based on the situation. I'm not saying unethical. Okay, so this 2 plus 2, 5 is called as synergy effect, means more than double. Okay, so that is an art where there is no stipulated technique or no desired result. Okay, as per the need, you can change it, you can manipulate it, you can alter it. But science, no, it is organized, it is having only say a particular input and a particular output only. Why? Because it is based on certain principles. Okay, so if you talk about gravity, anywhere on the earth it will be 9.8 only. You go on moon, it will change. Okay, so that is exact science. Then what do you think accounting is? Accounting is both a science and an art. So we call it as an applied science or a social science, which is not perfect. It can be changed, manipulated, altered as per the needs. Okay, so that is the basic characteristics of accounting. It is both a science and an art, or well said is it is a applied science where it can be changed as per the needs. And as I said, you can make 2 plus 2, 5, 22 or whatever you want. Then who are the end users of accounting? Just now I told you the stakeholders. The stakeholders themselves are the end users. Means the accounting information can be used by the owners, that is the proprietor. The manager means the person who is managing the business. The creditors, what you call as the suppliers, from whom we take raw materials. The prospective investors means the people who are interested in investment in future. Then the government, employees, and the general public. Okay, so these are the end users of accounting. Yes, up to now, any doubts, please feel free to ask. Yes, anybody, any doubts?
No, ma'am.
No, no? Okay. Okay, so we'll move on to the next part. So what are the other disciplines from which we take help to maintain accounts? So to be a good accountant, you should have knowledge about economics, about stats, about maths and law. So economics, why economics? Because economics is all about resources, management of resources, production, distribution. So everything here is about resources, it's about money, it is about commerce. So we should know what is happening in the economy, whether there is an recession or boom, whether the economy is doing good or bad, so that we can have a knowledge about how our personal business will flourish or not. We can have good forecasting techniques. So that's why we need to know economics knowledge also. Then stats, accounts is about numbers, it is about financial data. So when numbers are there, we need to know basic mathematics, arithmetic, we need to know say mean, median, mode, standard deviation, so that we make reports properly. And also we need to know, have a knowledge of law, because accounting data is used as a proof to prove yourself in the court of law, in auditing, all those things. So we should have a good thorough knowledge of all these four, you can say, subjects or four professions, so that you can be a good accountant. Now what does an accountant do? So he's maintaining the book, helps in management, he's a substitute for human memory, I told you. He will help you in making comparative study, that is last year's or last 5 years records, and will compare whether the company is making good profit, how much is the profit increase, 10, 20, 30%. This accounting details are accepted by tax authorities. It is a proof or evidence in the court of law, and it tells about, at the time of selling of business, the accounting data will tell you about how much assets and liabilities that business is owning, and the price of that business can be ascertained well. Then we have three branches of accounting. One is financial accounting, which is all about recording data and making profit and loss account and balance sheet. Management accounting, here it is a secondary form of accounting where you are using financial accounting details and making reports to show the management of the company whether the company is doing good or bad, by using different statistical techniques like ratio analysis, horizontal analysis, break even point, budgeting, marginal cost, and all those things. Then cost accounting, here also we are using financial accounting data and finding out how much cost per unit, how much labor per unit is required to make a product. R&D of reducing the cost, improving the product is done with the help of cost accounting details. Okay, so this was the brief introduction about accounting. Yes, any doubts? Please feel free to ask.
No, ma'am.
No? Yes, is everybody there or some have left? Yes, I can see here only 4 of them are there. Yes, and no doubts at all? Any? Yes, Prashant, Krishna. I think Krishna is not there.
No, ma'am, no doubts.
I can see only 4 here. Okay. So I'll be taking the attendance now. Okay, Anju is not there. Geeta,
Yes, ma'am.
Hem Reddy, Kalpashri,
Yes.
Krishna, Lakshmi,
Yes, ma'am.
Prashant, Preeti.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Preeti is there. Okay. Ravi Chandra. No. Sukanya. Yes. Suma.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you are having any doubts, you can comment. I'll be putting this on YouTube. I will send it in classroom also. So you can, for reference, you can use it again to make notes also. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Tomorrow, same time, we'll meet again.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So I'm
Thank you,
ending the
ma'am.
meeting.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.